Welcome to the first 2011 installment of Cigar Reviews by El Cubanito Cigars. It's good to be back. To start off the year, I'm going to do a review on a not so much rare but hard to get stogie put out by the Tatuaje blend and makers. This one's called Anarchy. Not too much info out there. I do know it's Nicaraguan binder and filler, and I'm not too sure at this point about the wrapper. But it's a full-bodied stogie. Has a unique head which looks like a cinnamon Danish rolled up in a pigtail. Kind of a rustic look. The wrapper's nice and dark and somewhat oily sheen to it. So I'm kind of intrigued to see how this hard to get cigar turns out. I'm going to give it a little cut. Put a little flame to it. Almost just the slightest hint of sweetness left on the lips, but I can tell you right now that at the back of the throat I got some spice already. So it'll be interesting to see how this thing evolves. I haven't had one of these before. Like I said, they're very hard to get, and a friend of mine at St. Pete Cigars, Ed, which a lot of you probably know, made this one available to me. Well, the initial light up, the foot's a little bit uneven, kind of an odd look, but well, be back about 2 inches into this thing and see how it progresses. Back with a review of the Tatuaje Anarchy limited edition cigar. I was able to do a little research and found that the wrapper is actually a Ecuadorian tobacco from one of the proprietary fields that they utilize, and Don Pepin Garcia apparently was waiting for the opportunity to put that together into this specific stogie blend. It's so far turned out very nice. Definitely full-bodied, packed with power, but yet there's a little hint of sweetness, you know, in the background of every puff. A little bit of spice, not too much so far. Again, I'm only about an inch and a half in, but definitely an interesting stogie. This cigar is about a 52-inch ring gauge at the widest point, and goes down to about 48. Like I said, it's a rustic roll, pretty firm to the touch. Very simple wrapper, just black with the red Anarchy symbol, and then you can see in the black it's like stamped, like an embossed tatuaje that's noticeable there. I've gone ahead and married this powerhouse stogie with a dark lager beer just to even things out a little bit, and it works just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and get down to about the halfway mark, and I'll be back to tell you how this thing's progressing. Back right at about the halfway mark on this Tatuaje Anarchy full-bodied cigar, and Definitely an enjoyable stogie. Not a whole lot of spice. I mean, you can taste the pepper, but in the background, that sweetness just kind of makes everything come together. I'm glad I married it with a dark lager beer. It smooths things out. The burn has been extremely slow. It's a long-lasting cigar. I've been at this probably the better part of 45 minutes, just breaking into the halfway mark. Like I said before, not razor sharp, but not needing any tune-ups at all with the lighter. The ash kind of blooms a little bit every now and again, but holds firm. The draw has been great, and the flavor, a little spice, a hint of sweetness, even some caramel or caramel flavors mixed in there with some earth tones and a smoky, obviously a smoky flavor as well. Real thick smoke on this cigar. Dying to see what the back half of it produces, so let me get to it and I'll be back to finish up at the end of this stogie. Alright, I'm on the back third of this Tatuaje Anarchy full-bodied stogie. The Ecuadorian wrapper and Nicaraguan binder and filler. A very enjoyable cigar, to say the least. Smooth, complex, having some spice, some sweetness, some caramel, a lot of smoky flavor, an excellent draw. The burn has evened up considerably from the back half to the end. The draw has been perfect throughout. It was firm to begin with, but of course now handling it and so forth, it's loosened up quite a bit. But overall, just a real nice stogie. I've enjoyed it. I'm going to finish up the last bit of it here. If you can get one at your local cigar shop, I recommend you do it. It's definitely not a morning stogie because it's pretty strong. I'd recommend you get a bite to eat first, and like I said, I mixed it with a dark lager and it complemented it real nice. So as always, sit back, relax, and have a cigar. It's El Cubanito Cigars signing off until next time. See you then.